What's up, guys? Welcome back to my second episode of my devlog, the devlog that I'm doing for my game engine, the Untold engine. And today in this episode, I want to show you something very simple. That if you don't know about it, it's going to help you. If not, then you're good to go. But I figured that this would be nice to share with you. So, I basically have a problem where most of my logger, I have a logger in my engine, and that logger basically prints out warnings, errors, messages, etc. And that logger is very, basic, nothing fancy. And the problem that I'm having with it is that whenever I run my XC test, my unit test, not only do I get the output from that unit test, whether the test passed or failed, I also get additional messages and warnings, which should not be part of the output. They really do not, matter. Believe me. And the main issue that I'm having is that my terminal, my output window, becomes so cluttered with my results of my unit test and this, messages from my logger, which should not be there. So why don't I show you the problem and then I show you how I fixed it. All right, so why don't we go to the terminal and I'm going to basically run my unit test. So I'm going to do that Swift test, and right now all of my tests will start executing. All right, so here it is. As you can see here, we have our test cases. I hope this doesn't move. Okay, we have our test cases. And aside from my test cases, which, it tells me that, everything passed, my 81 test passed, no failures. I also get this bunch of error messages from my logger, which should not be there. They really do not apply, trust me. But I figured that, hey, I want to fix that. I do not want my output to be a clutter and for contributors to know, to not know whether it passed or not. So how did I fix this? Actually, very simple. I went to my logger, and all what I added was a log level enum. And in my log level enum, I added several cases, such as non-error, warning, info, debug, test. And now how this works is that whenever I call the logger to print out a message, I basically test my current log level, which, as you can see, I have it set to debug, and I test if my level, my debug level, is greater than or equal to my info level, right? So here you can see that my debug in my enum is going to be greater than my info. So when this happens, it's going to print my messages. Now, if I were to set this to none, what's going to happen is that nothing will be printed, right? So let me do that here in the camera, and you're going to see what I mean. Now, let me clear this, and let me do Swift test. All right, so the output now is a lot cleaner. There's no more clutter in the terminal. You can see that all tests were executed and they all passed with no failures. So now it's a lot cleaner. So now, contributors, when they want to test if their changes haven't broken the engine, they can just run a Swift test and not have to deal with all that clutterness. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. And I'll see you next time.